Hello, Larry Jones here. I'm just going to do a quick unboxing of a new laptop I've got and give you a quick product tour. So here we go. It is the Asusx X200MA. I got it from Best Buy. It's a 11.6 inch laptop. So let's go ahead and unbox it. Yeah, if you see down there, I'm playing a little bit of Oblivion. What? It's not in there. Oh, yeah, well, I've been using it for the last several days. Got it a week ago, so right here she is. It's a touch screen. As you can, I'm watching JayzTwoCents. It's an archive of their his and Jerry's tech talk. As you can see, now I'll hit play.
Guys, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Give me a reviewer's guide. I'll follow your guide, and if I encounter any major issues, I'll come to you guys.
As you can see, it's a touch screen. I'm just getting in my chair, and it's a little washed out where the screen's on. I'm gonna remove this towel so it don't get too hot. So let's do that. I'm gonna have a jump cut here. All right, here we go. I just wanted to remove that to keep it from overheating. It has some vents in the bottom of it. Touchpad, meh, it's alright. But it does run a Intel Celeron processor. It's a dual core. It's a Bay Trail. It just come out in February. It doesn't have Bluetooth, but some models of the X200MAs do. This is just a little Bluetooth module I've got. My little portable mouse. It's Kingston. I've had this thing for several years. Works really well. It's a USB 3.0, which is what this is put into. HDMI into USB 2.0s. It's got a little power brick. That brick is right there. Nothing much. It's a 1368 by 768 screen, so it does 720p easily. And just for normal web browsing, email, watching YouTube, it's a great little laptop. I've customized mine out. I'm booting directly into the desktop. Runs Start 8 right here. That's the Start 8 icon. It gives you that. But also, well, does that too. I have to go up here. You can see it's 8.1. I'm a big Fairy Tale fan. That's the reason why it has Urza on there. But yeah, like I said, it's touch screen, so I can touch right there. So it brings out the charm bar up. But it's fairly quick for what it is. And I have no idea why Chrome notifications. I don't know why Chrome notifications up. Like I said, I've had this for. Check my receipt here. No, I forgot. My mom has the receipt. She bought it for me because I don't have anything that runs Windows 8, and I do some computer repairs. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I believe. I'm also running Xbox Media Center because my TV can hook up to it, and I can use it as a media center computer or a home theater PC. I hook it up wired. Runs pretty good. It's got a chiclet keyboard. This is considered an ultrabook, but it's not one of the more powerful ultrabooks. and the greasy screen or touchpad. Better. It's fairly lightweight, as you can tell. That's a little bit better. But other than that, it's a pretty good laptop. If y'all, anybody needs anything just for light business use, it won't do. It can do video rendering, but you're gonna be waiting forever. There is a downside to this laptop. 4 gigs of RAM is the maximum. The RAM is soldered onto the motherboard and it's not able to be updated. But it does have a 500 gig hard drive, but you can't access it unless you take the bottom plate off, which is a pain. So if you can actually just upgrade it to a solid state drive or a faster 7200 RPM laptop drive. This is a 5400 on it, and I have partitioned it out again for a running Linux Mint 17 on there, and I may actually do a little bit of recording for that. What do you guys think? Well, okay, I'll do that. It won't take long. I'm gonna get my tripod here. Oh. Alright, that's good enough. So let's go ahead and shut it down, and I'll get my pen drive. Well, I did not mean for that to happen. Epic fail. I'm surprised my camera didn't break. You can see me adjusting it here a little bit. Alright, now maybe we can do something. I'll find my pen driver now. There it is. This thing is finicky. I had to. Usually I use a one that allows you to store multiple OSs on a pen drive. But people were having problems with it. So I had to use a net and booting to do this. Alright. So you'd hit escape. Get into your boot menu, which I was not fast enough. See, it's back into that. So See, that time it worked. There's the logo for it. I'm going to put my finger on the... Yeah. Camera's getting washed out. I don't have capture software. Turn off the lights here. Actually, maybe able to do it a little bit better, I guess. Like I said, you can see me in the reflection. And there's the startup of Linux Mint. Let me go ahead and connect online here. And no, you're not going to see my system. Okay, they're fine connected. And I'm going to go ahead and do, excuse me, 12-hour format. This may or may not stay. Time's off. Alright, let's go right here. And turn the light back on. I just turn the digital one on so get a little bit sync. I don't want that glare. And so you can't see the whole thing. Excuse me for a minute while it's doing that. Get check on something. Alright, I'm back. If you do that, it just erase the whole disk. Doing right here, I'm choosing let's see here. Yeah, that looks about right, so I think right there's the one I need. Yeah, that's the one. Alright, what you do, okay, make sure right here that's your boot installation. First off, what I need to do is make a swap file. They say if you get anything really big in RAM usage, or not RAM usage itself, but in amount of RAM, you don't need the swap file, but I just go ahead and do it, especially for hard drives. It's not really necessary. I'm gonna go ahead and go with almost a 4 gig partition right there for the swap file. It just takes it a few seconds to Still like to know why the time says 7:49 in the morning. Okay. Now that, we need to go right back here, go mount point, and right there. Now you can go different points. I could have done a home and all that partition, just for my own personal stuff, where I can actually just reinstall the OS and the home folder would still be there with all my settings and all that. I've done that once before and I found it actually does not do real well. Okay, it should, yeah, and see it says, there's a little extra there, it says format. Don't know if, yeah, Zoom don't really work on that real well. Alright. And don't ask me, but that's actually Chicago. That, you know, those are closest. I'm actually right about in there. But so, don't ask me, it still says New York. Alright. Okay. Alright, I'm back. I just got back to right here. Alright. Now, and continue. Yeah, that little bit of a ding you heard was actually from my Twitter page. I had a thought where I was actually on Windows side. I had JayzTwoCents and Barnacles' Tech Talk up. I don't think it was playing and all that. It was just paused at where they were talking about sponsors and all that. And I just wanted to ask him, Barnacles, to see if it was alright for me to leave it in. And he said it was, as long as it's not the whole show and the audio going on in the background. I don't think it is, but I'll be double checking and probably maybe taking that out. And I'll be back in a minute. Alright. What I'm going to do is actually hopefully restart it into Windows. Well, not Windows, I'll do the whole entire update. Nah, it's being slow. Let's just hit the power button. But it's a nice little laptop, fairly responsive. You can probably tell a little bit of backlight bleed. You know, let's just, excuse me, get Mint updated and everything, and we'll be done. Because Mint is perfect. You don't have to install DVD drivers, or, well, not DVD drivers, but the DVD playback if you're wanting to play movies and all that from your own personal collection you bought from like Warner Brothers and all that. But check your all's country and all that, because there is some rules and regulations about it. Last time I had links on here a couple of weeks ago when I first got the laptop, and it didn't want to access the Windows partition part, whereas there used to be you could do that. Because I got all my pictures, movies, music, all my Windows partition, and I'd rather leave them there and just basically play between the two. But yeah, see how it's time's not right there. It's back on 24 hour, 12 hour, 408, which is actually right. It's just take that off. 2 seconds. Close. We're already hooked up to the internet. And here's some of the updates. Probably the whole set of them, cause this is a fresh install. I just, on my main big rig, Dell, I had to do this. I'll have to put in my password here in a minute. Yeah. Now I've got to review my first little bit of footage in my Windows side of this and all that. And on Linux, if anybody decides to get this, touchscreen actually works. So you can see my thumb. And here's my other hand. And I don't have anybody else in here with me. The touchscreen actually works in my Linux. See? Pretty neat. And OS right there is the one I wanted to get into. And I'm into it. Good. I must have hit something else. But that means I can get my music and everything and my pictures off of this. I probably will now be leaving Linux on here. Before I couldn't get into it. I don't know what I did. And I know this is probably going a little bit long, but I can splice them together. I've actually got my MacBook Pro 13 set up as a dedicated thing for the, movie editing. Excuse me. I can also do some on my Windows machine, but my Windows machine I just have Movie Maker. It's decent for what I do, but iMovie is just a little bit better in some ways than Movie Maker. Plus, I got my custom. No, actually, I moved all of them to a folder on the server. I can actually bring my custom opening. Now, I may have to do a voiceover if this doesn't pick up. But now it's updating. I'm sorry this is fuzzy, but I'm just trying to capture it. And don't ask me why that right there just said AMD 64. I think they still do that because of where AMD was actually the first 64-bit processor release, and Intel come along about 2 years later. I may have my dates wrong on that. Well, Intel actually was 64 because they had the titanium, still do, but that wasn't x86 compatible like the instruction set expansion that AMD did for x86 64. I'm probably in the next 20 years we'll probably be on x86 128. I'm surprised we're not there yet, and how the processors have jumped and all that, but we still haven't hit the 64-bit limit on RAM on most things, because you can't get a theoretical like 192 on some applications. I think most boards and all that can only support 32 to 90 some gigs of RAM. Motherboard in my big Windows 7 rig can go to 32 gigs of RAM, but I only have Windows 7 Home Premium, which only goes to 16. One of the other reasons why I'm thinking about upgrading to Windows 8 probably in the next 2 to 3 years on it. Keep it viable. Okay, it's still updating some of configurations and all that. Black screen. There we go. Oh yeah, I gotta turn that off. I hate that. For some reason I hate screen locks like that. Let's see here. Okay, me go here. See? It's almost like Windows. Okay. System tools. Now. Okay, back out. Do. Administration. Preferences. That's already installed. Screensaver, there we go. Check my power management. Ooh. I want it to go off at 5 minutes. Lazy power. That or that. Yep. And close. And we should be about ready. It takes time for some of these to update. Well, I'm gonna have that as the end for this video. I'll talk to y'all later. You have a good day.